But you will see more of a mix here with the slider up and the changeup. Slider and the changeup.
A good start. Our first pitch is brought to you. And a pitch that they have struggled hitting. There's 0-2. A swing and a miss. Chasing 96 off the plate, and Bryce Miller starts off.
The 2 hour, and the fact he was, well, there's what, 2,000 people in the seats. Now he's in front of a sellout crowd.
Bregman swings away. The rival high school. 0-2 to Bregman.
The playoffs in the last half a decade.
Bregman shoots this out to Trammell, who went out. Now comes in a few strides. First 2 men sat down. 9.
Pitch against lefties for him today. When you're talking about Al.
This is right back up the middle, and Yordan Alvarez with a 2-out single. He has reached base in every game this year.
So Yordan Alvarez. Some damage.
3rd straight season the Mariners have called. Miller's 0-2. He does. Swing and a miss. He handcuffs him at 97 miles an hour. Who can really pump that heater in. But
you look at the spin rate on it, 25.76. I think he's up there top.
How good of a pitch that is.
That's something to us. But you have to have some serious confidence.
Here comes the payoff. An appeal, he does not go, just missing beneath the knees. A leadoff walk to Kyle. Pena out to left. Trammell in front of the warning track. 1 out. So then the question is, Ryan, how what makes Bryce Miller able?
That's the pitch development, but
Tucker takes off. Throw to second. Caballero's tag is in time. Kyle Tucker caught down.
Got a good jump, but man, Cal Raleigh, perfect throw right there. Sets his feet. J.P. Crawford towards the bag, towards the runner. Through what's called the drive line phase, when you can get that dumped it below the strike zone. Inches of vertical movement.
Swing and a miss. 96 at the knees. 3rd punch out. Bryce Miller over a couple of
changeups, but I'm loving this. You're seeing sticking with that fastball in big counts.
That's a
sharper or do something different.
Myers rides this well out to right center field. Ballpark will hold it. Julio's right there.
Have been getting deep into these games. It structures your bullpen when you're able to do that. I mean, excuse me, starting rotation, man, it can wreak havoc.
This is into left field. Trammell has to play it on a bounce. 1-out single for Martin Maldonado.
But just to finish that point too on Bryce Miller, I think, you know, there's time.
Dubon, a soft fly ball. Out to Kelnick, who's in right field today, near the line, makes the catch for round number 2. Bregman goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Caballero waiting for it to retire the side. 3 complete for Bryce Miller in his. Yordan Alvarez leads it off. Takes it for. Oh, 2. He struck him out. Up in the attic at 97. Bryce Miller punches out Yordan Alvarez.
It ain't broke, don't fix it. Look at that. That's what you see when you see that riding fastball. It's going to be above the barrel all day long.
The 0-2. Just got a peek up inside for the 1-2.
Some bad swings already. There's that slide.
Another 1-2 from Bryce Miller. This time he takes care of the miles an hour.
On that top part of the strike zone, Bryce Miller. What this does too as well, look, you talk about the percentage of fastballs and look at pitches and what they fall into sequencing and everything else, it can get predictable. But what this does, when you've got a guy like Jose Abreu, is knowing that you are going to get a fastball at the top of the strike zone, and there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to.
Ball and strike to Kyle.
Against Bryce Miller with that fastball up in the zone.
The 1-2.
There's a
2-2 pitch to Tucker. Into center field. Playable for Julio. Fights the sun just a bit, and he puts it away for out number 3. Miller retires out. Jeremy Pena leads it off. Squibs one foul. This is out to right field. Kelenic charging. Kelenic diving. Kelenic making the catch.
23. But what about the defense too? What about some of the plays he's made? Perfect route straight to this ball. Zero hesitation. Didn't chop his feet down. Look at that. That's huge.
In steps Jolks.
To make those routes. And that's crazy what happens too. Look at some of the defense in the last couple of years from him. Obviously he's been
an 0-2. Jolks just gets a piece of it. Another 0-2. France over by the coach's box. 2 outs.
Karaoke Farron Goldsmith.
Well, first of all, you taught me this.
Maybe twice. Definitely one time. I don't know what's your go-to.
I'm telling you,
yeah, you're fine. Not going to botch the words.
3-2 from Bryce Miller. Julio out towards the track. He's got room. 3 up and 3 down.
He's dealing.
That's what's so far for Bryce Miller. I've seen a lot of pop-up. Well, what do you know? We didn't for Dubon. You take a breakthrough moment for him. Here's a fly ball softly hit. Julio picking up a little bit of speed. He's got plenty to get there for round number 2. He said kind of a breakthrough moment for him.
Obviously, you know, he's a high round pick, comes into the organization, you're a prospect coach or a farm director or whatever. The fact that your stuff is good enough to be at this level, good thing. That situation where they don't quite feel right.
Julio cutting across out towards the gap. He's there for out number 3. Bryce Miller in his T-Mobile Park debut has sat down the last 11 straight Astros hitters, and he's held the reigning champs off the board through 6.